The creator of Mortal Kombat just teased Nightwolf and Sonya Blade. That's right, Ed Boon himself. However, this story has a big twist, so stay tuned, because we're also talking about Floyd 2.0 and the new stage. Yup, he's back with a nighttime field variant, so that's really interesting, and best of all, it's free. And if that wasn't already enough news, guess what? NetherRealm dropped a surprise update on April Fool's Day, no less. But thankfully, it's not a prank, it's a legit balance update. All that and more is being discussed in today's video, because another day means more Mortal Kombat 1 news. I'm covering it all the time on this channel, so if you want to stay up to date, then make sure to subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss any future videos. And then after watching, if you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like down below, it helps the channel out a ton. And without any further ado, let's begin, starting off with the teaser for Nightwolf and Sonya. That's right, two fan favorite characters from the original trilogy, teased by Ed Boon himself, so super interesting. But like mentioned earlier, there's a twist, so let's hop on Twitter and look at the tweet. Excited to capture the real likeliness of MK3 actors Sal DeVita as Nightwolf and Kira and Gallery as Sonya for Mortal Kombat 1 skins. This sounds amazing, but unfortunately was posted on April 1st, otherwise known as April Fool's Day. In other words, this entire post could be a troll. It's a joke, a prank. However, if you read the replies, things get interesting, because some fans think this might be a double prank. In other words, Ed Boon posted an actual fact on April Fool's Day to trick people. For example, check out this tweet from Carlos saying he's clearly trying to confuse people with the April Fools, but they are coming. They are literally inside there with the cameras. So like mentioned earlier, some fans do believe that Ed Boon is doing a double prank here. He says April Fools, but actually the actors are there on location, so they're doing something. For me personally though, I do think it's a joke, because Nightwolf is not in the game yet, so you can't give him a new skin because he's not on the roster with a skin to begin with. But if we scroll further, there's an interesting tweet from the Thinny. It's an April Fool's joke, alright, but why were they in the studio to begin with? And yeah, that's a good point. Even if the actors aren't there for Mortal Kombat 1 skins, why are they at NetherRealm Studios? What are they doing there? The actor for Nightwolf and Sonya Blade in the same place for NetherRealm Studios. What's that about? Are they recording for a movie? Are they doing skins for a mobile game? Because MK Mobile is still getting updates to this day, including new characters and skins, so maybe that's why they're there? Now with all that said, as you all know, I love making these videos interactive, so let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you think Ed Boon is trolling with this tweet, or is there some truth behind the prank? Even though he posted on April Fool's Day, we clearly see the actors for Nightwolf and Sonya on set at the same time, surrounded by cameras, so what's going on there? Also, we have Unruly on set too, getting his likeness captured for human Cyrax? Come on, that's crazy. I'm just kidding. This post is definitely a joke. With that said though, I think Unruly would be fantastic as Cyrax. Make it happen, NetherRealm Studios. Alright, on to topic number 2, Floyd 2.0, or Floyd Jr. as I'm calling him. That's right, he's back again with another free stage, but thankfully this time around it's much easier to unlock. You don't have to do all the secret Floyd challenges and then defeat Floyd in a fight. No. Instead, if you open Towers of Time, you'll see a mysterious pink tower that apparently is not always there. It will randomly show up, and once you enter this tower and win, complete the entire thing, you unlock the night version of the field stage. That's right, everyone's favorite new stage in Mortal Kombat 1 now has a night version that looks just as good. The atmosphere is amazing, I love the lighting, and in fact, it makes me angry that every stage doesn't look this good. Some stages in Mortal Kombat 1 have terrible lighting. The geometry and architecture is still good, but the lighting is so lacking on certain stages, it's flat. Meanwhile, this new stage looks amazing with dynamic lighting and cinema level quality. If you screenshot gameplay on this map, it looks like a movie. The lighting is that good, and I wish every stage in the game looked like this. It's a PlayStation 5 game. It's a next generation console game, so the stages should all look like this. Why not? I guess like many other things in life, we just have to wait on the modders to make the game look better. Modders, get on it. Make the lighting better for all the stages of Mortal Kombat 1 on PC. I'd love that. Oh, and by the way, you also get currency for beating the new tower as well, not just the new stage. You get the golden coins and the silver coins, which are seasonal only. Just wanted to make sure I mentioned that before moving on. You get more than just the stage. But now finally, last but not least, it's time to talk about the update. Mortal Kombat 1 had a surprise update on April 1st, which makes you think it's a prank, right? Because April Fool's Day, but thankfully no, this is a legit bit balance patch, and most of these changes are fantastic. For example, Reptile and Quan Chi got buffs, which is fantastic because many high-level players considered these characters a bit lacking, and now they got buffs, so that's fantastic. But for T1000, the opposite happened. He was nerfed pretty hard actually, but honestly, it's more fair to say that his nonsense was removed. In other words, his broken stuff is gone. The T1000 had some weird frame data issues, he was way too plus on hit, he had some weird hurtbox issues that made him too tough to hit, and one of his low mix-ups got removed too, which means his unreactable 50-50 that led to a full combo is gone now, all of which is completely fair. Because I personally don't like when DLC characters are overpowered. I don't like when any character on the roster is overpowered, but DLC characters especially cannot be allowed to stay overpowered because then it comes off as pay to win. In other words, people with money to buy the new characters have an advantage, whether it be online or at tournaments, because their character is better, and I don't like that. So once again, T1000 getting nerfed feels completely fair because he was more so normalized. He's still a good character, he's just no longer top 5 or top 3. But don't worry, he's still a good character, so if you love the T1000 and you want to main him, he's still a good fighter, he's just no longer broken. Oh yeah, Sindel got nerfed too, which I find hilarious. One of her best mids has been turned into a high, which means the opponent can mash out of it or uppercut out of it, and there may have been one other nerf on top of that. So Sindel might not be a top 3, top 5 character anymore because she can't guarantee those hits anymore. The opponent can actually escape, which once again, in my humble opinion, might actually be for the better, because while I do love Sindel, she's a very set play mix-up heavy character, which feels a bit annoying in Mortal Kombat 1. She hits you, then guarantees a mix-up that hits you, and then guarantees a mix-up that hits you, and she just keeps on going because she always has the cameo assist, and her mix-ups don't cost meter either, so she's the only character in the game who could do that. She constantly rushed you down, reset you, rushed you down, reset you, and always had the tools she needed to keep the offense going, which feels a bit unfair in Mortal Kombat 1 because nobody else can do that. So in other words, to summarize this new update, I think it was fantastic. This new balance patch normalized a lot of the characters and brought them more to an even playing field. The weaker characters like Quan Chi and Reptile now feel a bit better, and the really good characters like T1000, Sindel, and maybe some other names I'm missing have been nerfed a bit to make them feel a bit more fair and no longer be juggernauts who always win tournaments. Honestly, the only downside to this, now that I think about it, is Johnny Cage might be top 3 now once again, because he did not get any nerfs, but Kenshi and Sindel and other characters in front of him did get nerfed, which might mean that now Johnny Cage is top 3 once again. But as always everyone, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. How do you feel about this new update? Do you think it was necessary or unnecessary? And which characters do you think should be buffed or nerfed? Because for me personally, I like where the game is at right now. Maybe Omni-Man could get some buffs. Even though I don't think he's bad, I do agree that every other DLC character is better than him, and that feels a bit unfair because he's also a DLC character, but it seems like he's getting less love than everybody else. So even though I don't think Omni-Man is bad, maybe he does need some love. But alright everyone, that's about it for today's video. Gamer Subs did drop a new flavor though, so if you want to check that out, please be my guest and use code UNDERDOG at checkout to get a 10% discount, or just use my link in the pinned comment down below because that applies the discount code automatically. So if you never checked out Gamer Subs, there's never been a better time. They've got merchandise like shirts and socks and aprons, all that stuff, and they've got the waifu cups, the pixel cups, all of which are amazing, and of course there are many flavors including the new one, which you definitely want to check out. Use code UNDERDOG for that 10% discount, because every purchase you make with code UNDERDOG directly supports my channel, and if we make enough sales, we get our own Underdog cup and possibly a new flavor as well, which would definitely be amazing. So yeah, if you want to try out Gamer Subs to get a discount and support the channel, there's a new flavor and a bunch of stuff for you to buy. Check it out today. As for me, another day means more Mortal Kombat 1 news. Thanks for watching everyone, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please leave a like down below, it helps the channel out a ton, and then finish that combo by subscribing and ringing that bell so you never miss any future videos. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.